And talking about this, I think that people, tattooers in general, tattoo artists, apprentices, they're all very confused. When someone comes to ask me something at a convention or seminar, as I told you before, they always ask me, it's not that they are the same questions, but the wrong questions. And this is a serious thing. The worst thing is not that we have trouble finding the answers, but the fact that we're not even capable of asking the right questions. I wasn't even able to do it myself in the past, because we don't have the training to be able to ask these questions properly. But well, that's what I'm here for, mainly. I would like you to learn what you need to learn. What comes first and what comes second. And after this, I'd like to teach you that many of those questions, in my opinion, are basically answered by themselves. For example, what's the best machine for tattooing realism? This is $1 million question, and in my opinion, it's a question that we shouldn't ask ourselves when we're starting out. Who cares, right? Let's just say, according to your budget, buy the best one available, and that's it. It's cool to look for information or the basic features of a tattoo machine. Personally, I would opt for a rotary machine with a cartridge system, but this is my opinion. Basically because it's easier to start with them. And those of you who tattoo realism have ended up in this system, haven't we? Well, in my view, you should do the same. There's a reason for that. You have to look for ease. With this system, you have no need to learn how to calibrate anything, and you can use many different needles on your work table without having to change machines every time. And this, in realism, it's not only important but necessary. So within the machine catalog, at that moment, choose the best one you can afford. As I have told you before, do you need the latest machine model from Cheyenne or Injector over 1,000 euros? With battery, travel case? Well, no, in my opinion, I don't think you need it. In my case, I don't need it. I can tattoo with Cheyenne's most basic machine. I can tattoo with Injector's old model. I can tattoo just as well as with any other. If I have to choose, obviously, and if I can afford it, I'll choose the best one of the one I'm most comfortable with or like. But believe me, there's no much difference between one machine and the other. This doesn't mean that you pick out a random machine and start tattooing like crazy. But with this, what we'd like you to understand is that all the time wasted testing, researching, asking tattoo artists about which machine was the best to start tattooing with. For example, I use this machine because my favorite tattoo artist uses it. Those kinds of things are only going to waste your time. Because in the end, the machine you have to use, you'll discover it in time. And this is absolutely true. Because besides, each person is a world, and what works for me, maybe it's too heavy for you, or you don't like the way it works, you don't like its speed, because maybe you move your hands faster than me, or because you have a more solid style in general, I don't know. There is no way to know asking which machine is the perfect one for you. You can't know that yet. So in my opinion, forget about it. There are more important to be concerned about. I'll explain all this to you so that you understand that we must invest our time on other things. And we'll talk about this, obviously. But the most important thing is not which machine to buy, okay? Neither which needle to use, nor what precise voltage to put in your power supply. That is a very common question. Do you use 9 or 9.5? That doesn't matter. But it's only important when you've been tattooing for a while to polish things up, to improve a little. It's not the most important thing. I know I repeat a lot, but I want this to be very, very clear.